Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Armando Tejas coming to you from Standing Rock, North Dakota, on day 6 of our second trip here to Standing Rock. As you can see behind me, we have a very white and snowy morning. It's a lot calmer now that the storm at least has passed for the time being before the next one rolls in. But as you can imagine, if you've never experienced the snow, it gets cold, it gets windy. Burning fire is essential to be able to keep close quarters warm. Sorry, I had to get my glove on. And 0-degree thermal sleeping bags is critical to be able to stay warm at night. Not to mention the individual layers of clothing and accessories that each person should have, to include cleats for your boots, so that way you can have traction when walking on the snow and ice. This is gorgeous. I don't know if you can capture it all, but this is absolutely beautiful. So unfortunate that we have a company that is trying to disrupt this land, that is disrupting this land, but what's buried underneath, knowing that the world as a whole is running low on its shortage of natural resources from the ground that we could totally survive without. If this has been an experience of one, it certainly is how people continue and will survive without the basic accommodations that we typically have back at home. Your cell phone coverage doesn't reach here very often, so you're not relying on anything you can get on the internet. This is true. This is truly about clear and oral communication that allows us to be able to coordinate, allows us to be able to manage whatever the circumstances are, whether it's an emergency or trying to get other supplies or trying to evacuate people. We've had an evacuation for a couple of nights recently due to the snowstorms that came in. We had a number of reported people with hypothermia. I think I heard this morning there was someone that broke the arm. Other tents and teepees went up in flames because people don't know how to start or manage a fire. Wood burning stoves are no joke, and you cannot, for all of you who are listening and learning while you watch this video, you cannot put full logs into a stove and expect it to keep warm or to ignite for the purpose of generating heat. It doesn't work that way. And it's unfortunate when you arrive to your camp and when you arrive to your tent or teepee and others are occupying it, and to find out that the wood that you had in there was misused for that very reason of not cutting into proportions that will ignite and be able to inflame the fire even more. I miss you all. I miss my family. I miss the people that I would meet with on a usual Wednesday morning or afternoon. Much love for the Los Amigos, the Orange County, and the Kiwanis Club of Santa Ana. Video and camp pictures can only try to capture the genuine essence of the people from around the world that have come here, whether they were at our evacuation site, over at the casino, or here at the camp. The music, the tradition and customs, I feel that many are so out of touch with in regards to the native ways, respecting your elders, following the discretion and direction of your elders. The reason why we've been able to maintain a peaceful camp and being able to minimize the aggressive forces that DAPO tries to use against us is because our armory is our voices when we pray. Our shield is our bodies in unity and solidarity. Our strength is the spirit that's amongst us all. The Lakota people here at Oceti Sakowin here at Standing Rock. This is their land. I want you to look at it. This is the land that when all of us eventually leave, whenever that is, they will remain here. They will remain here and continue to preserve this land and protect it, honoring generations of spoken language through their songs, sharing their heritage and their stories around the fire, the sacred fire. A fire you won't see, should not ever have an image published of it. It is very private, it's sacred to the people here, and it respects to that tradition of preserving that space for not the world to observe, but for those who are present to be able to worship and pray. There's a huge responsibility to keep burning. This is a fire that they've had burning for months non-stop. There are people who are assigned to that specific post to make sure that that sacred fire continues to burn and is properly fed, no matter what the weather condition is. We have men and women standing posts to make sure that there is no hostile or aggressive people trying to come into the camp. How they determine that? Well, they've been trained, as well as they know how to the best of their ability, vet and screen any suspicious or incoming people trying to enter the camp. You have to know somebody here. You cannot just show up and expect to be allowed in the camp. You need to be sponsored by a headsman or a member of the council, one of the 7 tribal councils here. Oceti Sakowin is Oceti Sakowin is in military comparison. This is the headquarters. This is where all of the tribes that are present, this is where they are camped, this is where the tribal leaders are. This is where issues and discussion or matters are discussed and addressed. And it's also at this campsite, amongst the many others that have tribal members at. This is the one where the burning fire is at, or the sacred fire rather, as well as the main base, supplies and all. So it's important that we stand our guard. It's important that we stand our post to make sure that nothing is left unmanned, as well as everything is attended to. The people here that are in need, the people that are hungry, the children, make sure that they're covered and kept warm. And yeah, there are children out here. But just because you've never lived in the snow, don't ever think that it's an inappropriate or unsuitable environment. The Lakota and many other people have done this for centuries. This is nothing new to them. This is only new for the rest of us who have zero experience or have only training and military experience, that they hop out every way they can. And that's the part where, for all of you who say you want to be here but you can't, or you have all these challenges and obstacles, I understand. It's all personal sacrifice, and it is difficult to get here with the roads closed and the different blizzards or snowstorms passing through these states of North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, and Wyoming. It's very difficult. Rest assured, when you're here, you're taken care of. You have the rest of us to make sure that you have camp set up, a tent or a teepee that you can have shelter in. We have running kitchens that are stocked with a food supply that provide hot meals. We're currently converting to different outposts for to go to the restroom. We did have porta potties, but due to the weather and the very inclement coldness, we're converting to a compost outpost. That way, whatever is dropped and left behind can be reused, per se. Been fighting this cold, this flu for, now going on maybe my 2nd week now, but it's nothing. It's just my nose. Chapstick is something that would really be helpful, in addition to the bear claws or the cleats that we call, to use to grip the snow and ice for our boots. But I think we are pretty set with blankets and sleeping bags as of right now. A lot of people have vacated since this last weekend when the veterans joined us here, as well as anyone who was here just for the weekend. You'll see around me, this is the camp. What you don't see, or I'm not sure if you can picture out, is DAPL. They're out there on Turtle Mountain, still drilling, still continuing the construction, even though they were denied the easement from the Army Corps of Engineers. And this is why it matters that we stay here at camp. They are non-stop, they're going to continue, so we must be non-stop and continue our stance. Ensure that this land does not get run over or get ran through while anyone's not here. The warriors here are strong-spirited. The people here know why we're here. Everyone else who is treating this like a Comstock or a Burning Man, we're letting know in the very beginning, this is not a hangout, and this is not a place to have your own party. This is a place to pray. This is a place to be in unity and solidarity and make sure that all the responsibilities here at camp are maintained. Got to give props to the staff over at the Prairie Nights Casino that took on hundreds, if not probably a couple of thousand of people when we had to evacuate this camp. We had a lot of elders and young people who could no longer manage the coldness, and so the Prairie Nights Casino staff, much love. You took care of our people. I know you were understaffed. You had people that were working the front counter, the kitchen, and changing out the rooms of the hotel. Same crew. Incredible management. Much love, much props for you guys. Thank you. But just wanted to check in, let you know how things were going. So far, so good is what I'd say. And please keep the prayers going. Please keep calling your local congressman, woman. Make sure that they support the legislation that Barbara Boxer is proposing. We have 3 of our tribal leaders going to Washington, D.C. today. They just found out yesterday, talking about a quick, less than 24-hour notice to gear up and prepare to give a presentation to members of the United Nations and other departments of our government to ensure that the treaties that are in place, the treaties that have been signed by our government hundreds of years ago, are honored. We got to make sure that those treaties, including their healthcare treaty, is upheld. People have sustained injury here and were denied the medical care, just like for Susie. She was denied the medical care that was necessary in the first 72 hours when that percussion grenade exploded by her head, causing the blindness now in her left eye. If she had health care that was recognized by the medical hospitals and the facilities, or the city-ran facilities, she may have been able to preserve her eyesight. So now we are answering a call, a miracle that she received from a doctor that is willing to see her pro bono, no cost, out in New York. So we're going to be flying her out to New York. There's also going to be a medical team that is deploying to Minneapolis, where Susie is from, or rather to Minneapolis where she can get to. So that way they can assess and have second and third opinion about restoring the vision in her left eye. Warriors like Susie, aka Vanessa Dundon, hardcore Sioux, hardcore Navajos, hardcore Lakota, hardcore indigenous people. One race here that I wish you could have been here to see from my point of view. So I'll do my best to share, I'll do my best to document, I'll do my best to provide you tools for you to understand not only the conditions and the environment here, but the people here. It's the people here that make such a difference. Unlike anywhere else I've been, unlike any other encampment that I've been in. With my Marine brothers and sisters, I remember when we came in solidarity through the harsh times, and this is no different. The difference is these are people who very much on their own accord come here with a life experience of their own, whether or not they are prepared for these conditions nor the circumstances that we may face in at any moment. All right, signing out. It's sometime in the morning, but I love you all, and stay tuned. I'll see you next time.